bum bum ba-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum bum bum ba-na-na-na. Okay, we're on the air. Sorry about that. A little technical difficulties. Google Plus. This is going to be a 3-in-1 podcast because real life is really getting in the way of my podcast life, and I don't want to miss out on a Lucha Underground ROH review. And I got to see the last match in TNA, so it's a 3-on-1. Also, got a little bit of bad news. I won't be able to go to the July 4th WWE show in Japan live because my son is going to be, some of you know him as Kid Cheese, is going to be in his first TV commercial. So I won't be going live to WWE, but I'll try to still do a review, and hopefully I'll start catching up on this. So 3-in-1 show. First off, I didn't watch all of TNA. I watched the main event. I'll watch all of it, tonight and do a review in 2 days. Hopefully American a la carte, PW Hustle, Geek Essential team can join me on that. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. I look at my social media. People that love TNA thought it was awesome. People that don't like TNA thought it sucked. Didn't see that one coming. Anyway, that's why I'm here to call it straight down the middle, Bill Alfonso style. But I did see the main event, and congratulations to Jeff Jarrett winning King of the Mountain. I hope that becomes the Global Force title, and I hope maybe this is the last time you see him. The only thing that I could say negative about him winning King of the Mountain is that I think a lot of TNA fans are not TNA fans because the beautiful people show up. No one gives a shit. Jeff Jarrett shows up. No one gives him the response that he deserves. Jeff Jarrett wins a title. I just think, a lot of these TNA fans, I think they're really anti-WWE fans and not TNA fans because, I've been watching TNA since day one, literally day one. I supported them one way or another. I haven't been a fanboy or anything. I call them out on their shit. But Jeff Jarrett winning this title should have been a bigger deal. Jeff Jarrett returning should have been a bigger deal. And what that makes me wonder is, are a lot of these TNA fans just I hate WWE fans and they don't actually like TNA? Because when something historic happens that a TNA fan should pop for and go crazy, like Jeff Jarrett's return, it's just no. It doesn't get the reaction that it deserves. So congratulations, Jeff Jarrett. I will be doing a full pay-per-view review probably Tuesday American time. So hopefully it's a good pay-per-view. But like I said, everyone that likes TNA thought it was awesome. Everyone that hated TNA thought it sucked. Business as usual, it sounds. But congratulations to TNA, and hopefully this leads to something good because TNA has been getting nothing but bad news after bad news after bad news this week. I think half the roster walked out on them. And just one more thing before I go into my Lucha Underground review and then an ROH review. I'll hopefully timestamp down below. If someone's smarter than me and timestamps before I do, give yourself a Barry Horowitz because you're awesome. But I'll timestamp it. But last thing I want to say about TNA is, if TNA is not paying their talent and they said, hey, you could leave with a handshake and gone. If you don't enjoy it there and you're afraid to go somewhere else and they're really not paying you, I know a lot of TNA fanboys were like, how do you know? Do you see the accountants? And they say, well, we can leave with a handshake. It's time to leave. And I'm not even saying that, you have to do what you agree upon. That's my thing. Like, I never do stuff for money. But with that said, if there's an agreement and they're not agreeing to it, you need to walk away with a handshake. I know it's scary to go out there on your own, but you can do it. You're a big boy. So TNA is losing half of its roster. Every time I go online, I'm like, whoa, James Storm? Austin Aries? Magnus? Dixie Carter? It just seems like someone else left. So hopefully it works out for TNA. I'm not rooting against you, but at the same time, it's not looking good. Let's look at the positive. Congratulations, Jeff Jarrett, and hopefully this is a nice send-off. This is what you deserved. You didn't deserve to be fired backstage by Sting. You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And Andy Papp says that he marked out when he won. So that's it. You should. It should be a great moment. But there you go. All right. So, like I said, let me just repeat one more time. I will be doing a review of the whole TNA pay-per-view probably Tuesday, and hopefully I'll get a couple co-hosts that help me out on that one. All right. So, congratulations, Jeff Jarrett. Now, let me see. I just do that later so I know about the timestamp. Welcome to this week's Lucha Underground review. As always, I ask you win, loss, or tie down in the comments. Tell me what you thought. I was almost going to skip doing a Lucha Underground review because of real life situations, but I was like, no, I just have to. I absolutely love this product. I reviewed every show. I was sick one week, and Rob and Boom Boom did it, and I just want to keep the streak going. I enjoyed this show. I thought it was a win. The main event, I do have some gripes, but more questions than gripes, so I guess that's a good thing. It starts off with Superfly versus Sexy Star. They have a Vampiro Superfly segment. I love these interviews. And I also love Vampiro doing it. I love how he gets flustered. I love how he follows up with a question. I know this is off topic, but I think the world would be a better place if there was more Vampiro journalists. He went to the school of Coco journalism, where you just get angry and twitchy and keep repeating the question until you get an honest answer. So maybe the world would be in a better place if Vampiro interviewed people. I remember I first started off in Real News. And I interviewed a mayor or something, some government official. I'm going to be vague so I don't get sued. But I interviewed a government official in the Tampa Bay area, and he didn't answer my question. And I followed up with the question 3 times. Why do you keep repeating the same questions? I'm like, because you're not giving an honest answer. They sent me straight to sports. They're like, maybe Real News isn't your thing, Dave. So, yeah, congratulations, Vampiro. We need more twitchy, angry journalists out there. Basically, Superfly's like, oh, dude, what's the deal with Sexy Star? And he's like, hey, she took my mask. And, it brings up a great feud. You have Superfly versus Sexy Star. It was kind of a short match, pretty decent. I was expecting a little more, and I'm hoping that the feud continues. It doesn't look like it was exactly... It doesn't look like the feud is over, so it will continue. Hopefully we get another match at the big... Only 6 weeks left. When they did the coverage, because I don't read spoilers, I knew it was coming to an end. I know there was a Season 1 coming to an end. But when they actually said there's only 6 episodes left, a part of me died. A part of me absolutely died. It was a brutal match, but it was mostly just Sexy Star taking abuse from Superfly. Superfly tries to win. He goes for a mask afterwards, but throws her out. So hopefully the feud continues. Maybe they'll have a mask versus mask thing at the big event. Then you have the Drago video airs. Pentagon arrives, calls out Vampiro. He's saying his master and stuff. And this is what I'm saying. Lucha Underground, granted, it's pre-recorded. The editing team is absolutely crazy. Hashtag give the goddamn Emmy to Lucha Underground now. Just give them the Emmy. But, even if you watch Lucha Underground or just a company winning, a pro wrestling company winning an Emmy that isn't WWE has to be great for business. Just has to, if you're a pro wrestling fan. It's just hopefully. But, yeah, and I was talking about TNA earlier with crowd reaction. The crowd reaction was just great. And now, granted, I know it's edited, what's live, what's not, but still, the presentation, the crowd went absolutely crazy for Vampiro. And to me, I just thought that was absolutely awesome. And it's building up a feud. And just from where Vampiro started in this company as a play-by-play guy, I remember having to explain to people how Vampiro is a legend. I remember, him starting out to where he is now is absolutely amazing. And as far as character development goes, as far as being on the mic, everything. So, he gets mad. He goes after him. For some reason, Pentagon storms off, and hopefully that leads to a match later. Probably at Ultima Lucha. So looking forward to that. And it's Vampiro throughout the night is flustered, and it just adds to the story, So, and congratulations to Vampiro on his improvement, and looking forward to it. And man, that's dear TNA and other wrestling promotions. That's how you get a pop. That's just absolutely amazing. Next, you had another one for the Medallion, which I'm not really buying the Medallion storyline too much. But I love the athletes who keep winning. So it's like, hey, I might not be buying this, but I want to see that fucking final match. You have Aerostar versus the Mac versus the Moth versus Cage for an Aztec medallion. Most of the match, the Mac and Cage really went at it, and then the Moth and Aerostar. The Moth's a pretty funny dude, but I'm still just, besides slight comedy, I just don't think he's worthy of being in Lucha Underground. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that way. Maybe the storyline's going somewhere. Does he make me chuckle? Yeah. Is he a little bit of comic relief? Yeah. But I don't think, compared to the three guys he's in the ring with, he's definitely the Randy Orton of the group. You're just like, yeah, no one wants you here. No one wants you here. Aerostar does win. He pins Marty and picks up the thing. So Marty, Aerostar will be in the Aztec Medallion Challenge, wherever the hell that is going. And, it's crazy because, like, even though I'm not buying into the storyline, the fact that so many great wrestlers are being involved in the storyline is like, all right, I'll go along for the ride. The Mac and the Cage really went crazy. And I just want to, I'm really happy for the Mac because for some reason WWE passed on him. Might have been health reasons, all that. Cage did an interview where WWE passed on him because of drug mistakes. Well, not drug mistake, but drug testing mistakes, according to him. And the Mac also left for health reasons. But I just was so happy that the Mac in this match could shine on a national television show. I thought up to this match, the Mac hasn't shown his full potential. But, the world that don't know about the Mac, I keep calling him Mac because that's what they call him on the show, gets to see how great he really is. And hopefully they continue with that. But I really enjoyed it. Plus, I'm a huge fan of Aerostar. I love Mystico, the original Sin Cara, whatever the fuck his new name is. He's probably my favorite luchador right now, but a close second, and maybe I don't know, maybe even number one. I just love Aerostar. I even busted Mr. Lucha's balls that I thought Aerostar should be treated better. I thought Aerostar should have been welcomed more. I don't know if the world loves Aerostar as much as I do, but I'm a huge fanboy. I remember when Aerostar appeared on Lucha Underground, I was like, fuck yeah, finally, woo! And I was the only one. I was like, only me? No one else? He's really good, but it's only me. But no, I absolutely love Aerostar. I'm glad he's in the finals. Wherever this Aztec medallion thing is going, I'll be rooting for Aerostar. But right now, the athletes they're choosing are absolutely amazing. The trios are training backstage. Everly's and Katrina have a confrontation, and they're basically just drama there. I like the trios a lot, but I hope that they get more television time coming up because I know the leg injury and I know that, but it would seem like they were such a huge storyline. And then they had some great matches. They had some great spots, and then they took a back seat. And I imagine, and this is just me, that it had to do with the leg injury, but hopefully they do it. Drago comes out. This is for the number one contendership versus Mil Muertes. And before that, Rick Rude hits the ring. No, Hernandez, who's pulling a Rick Rude, not as well. A lot of people are like, oh, he did a Rick Rude, and people are like, what? Don't you dare compare. Okay, but he still did the same thing. He showed up on two television networks, two different wrestling shows on the same night. Hernandez, with the night of returns for TNA, showed up on TNA, and an hour earlier ran in and attacked Drago. Now that I've read it, Hernandez status, he asked for his release for season 2, and he got it. He also works for a AAA competitor, and AAA and Lucha Underground are going good together. And just like TNA losing talent, I would be a hypocrite. I'm worried about season 2 for Lucha Underground and losing talent. Because Hernandez, I don't know, maybe he digs his own graves. I think Hernandez has a potential to be a main eventer. I do. I don't understand why anyone else doesn't see that. And maybe he's just fucking himself. Like, oh, I'm not going to be here for season 2. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know behind the scenes too well as far as Hernandez's life goes. But, I'm scared that, he asked for his release, got it. There will be no Hernandez in season 2 if there is a season 2. And I don't know. I just think Hernandez is a main eventer, and hopefully TNA, they're losing so much fucking talent. It's crazy the list of talent they have. Do they even still have a roster? But Hernandez is there, so I don't know. It's dangerous. It's dangerous times to be a number 2 company or competing for that number 2 spot. Drago gets checked out by the referee. The referee, he's like, "Hey, here we go." One cool thing about this, for this review, Mil Muertes versus Drago for the number 1 contendership. The full match is on, I think, El Rey's official YouTube page. Just, look for Mil Muertes versus Drago. They put on the whole match. I thought it was a really, really solid match that, and this ain't the athlete's fault, this ain't the company's fault, that did not live up to my hype. Mil Muertes had one of the best casting matches ever. It was absolutely amazing. Drago is one of the best wrestlers in the company as far as lucha style goes. I was looking for a Prince Puma Drago finale. I did not read spoilers, so that's what I was rooting for. Mil Muertes wins, and the fans were really into it. It was a really great match, but Mil Muertes had better matches. Drago's had better matches. But the good thing is, if you don't have access to Lucha Underground, you could still see this match. And it was a really good match. Basically, he hits the finisher. Mil Muertes hits the finisher, wins pretty easily, to be honest with you, for a number 1 contender spot. It was pretty dominating. So it's going to be interesting to go. Katrina gives him his lick. And I'm going to say something that, it might hurt a lot of people's feelings, especially the sensitive types. Dude, Katrina might have the best boobs in the business. I am sorry. They're just so beautiful, and she's... Moving on. Afterwards, Prince Puma comes down. Conan stops him. There's a stare down between Mil Muertes and Prince Puma, and with Conan, with Katrina. I could just see a great match coming, and I hope that this is the last match of the season, which most likely it will be, and I hope that it can surpass anything both these great athletes have done. And overall, I thought the match was amazing. It's just I held it up to such a high standard that wasn't even fair. Because, as soon as I saw this match, I'm like, I wonder if it's going to be better than the casket match. I wonder if it's going to be better than Drago versus Aerostar Best of 5. I held it to such a high standard that it didn't live up to it. But it's still good. And overall, I still gave it a win, and I look forward to it. All right, so boom. My life is hectic, so I'm going to do 3 shows in 1. We did Jeff Jarrett wins King of the Mountain. Congratulations. TNA, you should have popped bigger for that. That was our Lucha Underground review. Please, down in the comments, put win, loss, or tie. I'm going to high five so I can timestamp it later. Ba-bam! Welcome to our ROH review. Please, down in the comments, put win, loss, or tie. Sorry that we're doing 3 shows in 1. Just real life is beyond hectic. All right, boom, boom, boom. This might have been a New Japan show. They showed ROH New Japan, and New Japan is my favorite product in the world. I absolutely love this show. The only nitpick I could have, and it's such a small nitpick, the match was in reverse. I mean, the match order was in reverse. I know people love the Bullet Club. Team Chaos for life, bitches! I know people love the Young Bucks and AJ Styles. Team Chaos for life, bitches! I know people love that, and I get it. But there's no fucking way a one-on-one Roderick Strong versus Nakamura match should have gone on first. That is fucking insane. All right, now I understand, hey, you got to have a middle match with Elgin and Gato in the middle, and I understand, but no, the Roderick Strong match, Nakamura match, I was excited. I was willing to pay for this. I thought this was going to be on an iPay-per-view. I looked it up. I was like, son of a bitch, it's not on the iPay-per-view. What the fuck are you doing, Ring of Honor? But they give it away on free television. There was internet rumors that maybe this was the match. The lights went out. I don't know the facts on that, but they did go to commercial. The fans were into it. The only complaint I have of this show, I thought this show was a huge win, was the match order. Roderick Strong versus Nakamura was a fucking dream match that I was looking forward to. And this is what starts off your show? all right, good to go, let's go. And I just think it has more to do with the popularity of the Bullet Club than actual in-ring talent. I'm a huge fan of both these athletes, and to me, I was just so happy I got to see this on free television. Like I said, the huge win down in the comments. Put win, loss, or tie. The only thing is just the match order. It just seems weird. Like the 6-man tag, really. I don't know. I'm a believer of. I love one-on-one matches. I love great matchups, and this is the ROH New Japan. This is the dream matches that I just have with it. It was. I don't know if it lived up to the hype in my head, but the fact that I didn't have to pay and this was on free television just blew me away. I was like, man. And usually I'm a huge Lucha Underground mark, and maybe I should not wear the hat to prove that, but I just love Lucha Underground. I thought this is the first time in a really long time that Lucha Underground on Wednesday night didn't have match of the night. This was the Wednesday night match of the night, in my opinion. This is such a good match. I would have easily paid for this. Did it live up to the hype? I don't know. But everyone has different styles of pro wrestling. But when the fans are into it, when the athletes are busting their ass, this is what pro wrestling is to me. And I absolutely love it. Like I said, the only downfall I could say of this match is why the fuck was it the opener? Because I was like, holy shit, Roderick Strong, Nakamura, this is fucking going down. I was so excited. And then it's like, all right, we still got a show to do. And I'm not a big fan of 6-man tag matches. If it's in Dragon Gate or Lucha Trios title or AAA, then okay, yeah, it matters. But when it comes to the American product or Ring of Honor, WWE, TNA, it's ruined. It's just a waste of a fucking match. Does it matter who wins? Now, Roderick Strong versus Nakamura, one-on-one in American pro wrestling still feels important. And that's why I prefer this match. Nakamura does win, and he got a standing knee strike, but it was kind of like I don't want it to end. At WrestleMania 24, I went to the Dragon Gate ROH show, and there was a chant: "Please don't end, please don't end, keep on going." Something along those lines. And that's what this match had, that magic, in my opinion. I just didn't want it to end. I could watch these guys go best of fucking 15. It's just pro wrestling at its finest. Check it out. They do go to commercial break according to PW Torch, at the 4:15 mark, and they come back at 6:45. So there is a commercial break in the match. But I don't know. Looking past that, I really enjoyed it, and hopefully this ain't the end of their feud. And this is why, I don't mean to pick on Elgin. This is why we want Roderick Strong in the G1. All right? No one wants fucking Elgin. No one. Elgin, you might... Open letter to Elgin. Dear Michael Elgin, we send our best. New Japan sends our best to Ring of Honor, and they send you. You better have the biggest chip on your fucking shoulder. AJ Styles had a chip on his shoulder because you know what everyone was whispering? Not the asshole Americans that wear Bullet Club shirts that don't know any better, but the ones that live in Japan that watch the product and follow it. When AJ Styles went into the G1, know what people were whispering? That's not his. He didn't win the title. He won Prince Devitt's title. That's what they were whispering. And after the G1, AJ Styles came out, won the title, and people were like, no, he deserves that title. That was his championship. His first title run? No. He was played the part of Prince Devitt. That wasn't his title run. Now, when it comes to you, Elgin, you have a chance to prove yourself in the G1. Right now, when I go to the Japanese Pro Wrest Bar, you know what they say? This is what they're whispering, Elgin. Why do we get those fucking washed ups? We send our best. Why don't they send their best? All right? We get fucking stuck with goddamn Red Dragon. We get stuck with Elgin. Great wrestlers, but obviously not the cream of the crop in Ring of Honor. So I hope, Elgin, that you come on with a chip on your shoulder, just like AJ Styles. And when I go to the pro wrest bars after G1 and people with Elgin, they're like, wow, that's a motherfucker that deserves to come back. Because right now, Ring of Honor, know what we're whispering about in those Japanese pro wrest bars? I'll tell you. We're sending our best, and you're sending us goddamn Michael Elgin. It's Bullshit. Bullshit. It's fucking wrong. You know it's fucking wrong, and everyone should fucking know it's wrong. All right? So, Micah Elgin, I love you. I never was a fucking hater of yours. I heard so many people say you suck. But now, for some reason, I don't know if my Michael Elgin shield is fucking deteriorating. I'm starting to become a hater. I'm starting to hear the whispers. I used to be like, no, Elgin's awesome. What are you talking about? Why do you think he sucks? No, the whispers are sinking in, Elgin. The whispers are sinking in. And I'll tell you right now, out of pro rest bars in Japan, what are we talking about? I'll tell you. I'll translate it loud and clear for you. Why the fuck do we send our best and you send Michael Elgin? You better prove something at the goddamn G1. We want Roderick Strong. We want Roderick Strong. We don't want Michael Elgin. Someone fucking pass that on to Elgin. Pass that on to ROH. Elgin, big ass chip on your shoulder. You best bring it. AJ Styles brought it. He had a chip on his shoulder. He was like, I ain't fucking Prince Devitt's bitch, and he proved that at the G1. He didn't win the G1. You don't have to. That's the beautiful thing about Japan. You don't have to win the G1 to fucking be praised. You just have to bring it every fucking night. And if for one night you don't fucking bring it, or you fucking become that American pro wrestler who can't fucking hack it in a G1, don't bother coming. Pull out now. Just pull the fuck out now. Elgin, I wish you best of luck, but you best be bringing a fucking chip on your shoulder and fucking that. Next, you got Elgin versus Gedo. It's a very short match, and there's a part of me that wonders, if this was a tryout match. He's going up against one of the main bookers of New Japan, the guy basically running the show, and he's going to do it himself. It's a very short match. Elgin hits a buckle bomb followed by a full revolution. Elgin bomb for the victory. Wins in 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And Elgin, I loved you. I'm starting to hear the haters louder than ever. And I'm heartbroken that you were fucking the one chosen to go to the G1. All right? I will trade every goddamn Ring of Honor talent right goddamn now for Roderick Strong. What the fuck, Roderick? Do you not know how to get on a goddamn plane? I love you, Roderick, but you should be in the fucking G1, you piece of shit. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get mad. I still love you, Roderick. I'll see you at Thanksgiving. All right. I'm reading PW Torch. Gedo did not impress me. Geto's not the best of wrestlers. He's just not. He's mostly known for booking and being the guy behind Okada. Okada's the best. Next, you have Bullet Club. Yeah! Pro Wrestling Tees. Bow, bow, bow. Buy your Bullet Club information now. Yeah! This should not have been the main event. You have IWGP World Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles teaming up with the Young Bucks, just the most popular, talented guys in there. I know that hurts me to say because Machine Gun Anderson, fuck you. Fuck you, Machine Gun Anderson, until you get out of the shittiest goddamn storyline in New Japan history. You're not one of the better members of the Bullet Club anymore. Fuck, I love Maria. This is your fucking storyline. This is what you bring to the fucking table. Get the fuck out of here. And they go against Team Chaos, which is Okada and Roppongi Vice. I'm totally a Team Chaos guy. Roppongi Vice, I love that Steve Corino is trying to hint at how crazy of a place Roppongi is. If you're a young man and not married and you come to Tokyo, you need to go to Roppongi. It's just full of sinners. It's just full of sinners. Easy women and yeah, it's adventure. It's a very big adventure. If you are single, go to Roppongi. It's a wild place. And you got Trent Beretta, Rocket Romero. I'm glad that they're getting over in America because when they first appeared in Japan, no one gave a shit. So hopefully it changes. Overall, the match was pretty awesome. Very fast-paced match. What do you expect? It's, it's New Japan. It's Okada. It's a very fast-paced match. A lot of spots. But, of course, ProWrestling.com tees or Pro Wrestling tees. I don't know what the fuck it is. Go buy your Bullet Club merchandise. A Bullet Club does win at $15.50. Because God forbid, dear America, God forbid if the greatest goddamn wrestler walking the face of the earth today, Okada, wins a fucking match. Oh, no. Overall, awesome show. The booking of the show was really weird, but, you have to sell those Bullet Club merchandise. Steve Carino just did an amazing style. Even Rob on Facebook from KocoSports just kept talking about Super Kick Party. Carino, I think, is one of the best in the game. If I could have a dream, I would love all these number 2 companies to combine together, have just super great shows, and have Matt Striker and Steve Carino call the match. If I ran any company and had any pull and any money, that would be the combination right now. You have to get that combination. And nothing against Kelly, nothing against Vampiro. They do a great spot. But I don't think right now, as far as color commentary, no one does a better job than Steve Carino. I don't even like Bullet Club. I'm Team Chaos. And when he's putting over Super Kick Party, I'm like, yeah, Super Kick Party. Wait, I'm Team Chaos. What am I doing? So I think Steve Carino is absolutely amazing on color. Matt Striker, absolutely amazing on play-by-play. And if you have the money, if you have the will, the power, somehow, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And this ain't a knock. This isn't a knock. I think Kevin Kelly does a great job. I think Vampiro does a great job. But those two just need to get together. So overall, not too bad. Okada is still... Yeah. And Bullet Club's popularity is still the roof. Great 6-man tag match. Super fast. Absolutely awesome. And, so overall, just a win. Time out. I'll try to timestamp these. Sorry, I usually do individual shows, but my real life has just been hectic, and I had to get the Lucha Underground review out. I had to mention Jeff Jarrett winning and all that. I hope, and also the Ring of Honor show. I think if you've never given Ring of Honor a chance, or you stopped watching it, Ring of Honor, me and Ring of Honor have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes I'm like, Ring of Honor is the best company in the world, and sometimes I'm like, I don't have time for this shit. But I think to learn about New Japan, see great matchups, I think this is a can't miss. There is a match in the middle that's just really short, and, Okada, dear Okada, come on, dude. You're like one of the best in the goddamn business. Can you fucking win something? Can you fucking win? For real. They're working you. Yeah, they're working me to fucking change the goddamn channel. All right, so this has been 3 shows in 1. Lucha Underground, ROH, both wins. Jeff Jarrett, congratulations. I will be doing a TNA pay-per-view review. All right, let's try to go to some live comments. On Facebook, Andy Papp says, I marked out when Jeff Jarrett won, and I hope the championship does become the Global Force World Championship. ROH, huge win. Bullet Club for life. Suck it, Coco. I'm a Chaos guy. I'm sorry. They have the best fucking wrestlers in the world. And Super Kick Party! All right, so there we go. Let's go across here. Ba-bam. Ba-bam. All right, I don't know. Oh, we got something on Twitter. Boom, ba-boom, boom, ba-dum. Thank you for those who tweeted it out and favored it. Much love. Appreciate it. Ba-boom, ba-boom. No props. Some people are thanking me on Facebook. Andy Papp saved it. And, we got some 20 comments on the YouTube. Let's get to YouTube. 5-0. Not too bad. Not too bad considering how late this show is and all that fun stuff. All right. So 5 likes, 0 things. Boom, boom, boom. And I think, because there's so many shows on Wednesday and my real life is getting so hectic, I might do a wrap-up show like this. If there's any shows that I missed, and do it all in one. Job Christ Jules says, at the end of the year, if Sexy Star is not ranked #1 on the PWI, we riot. She definitely has to be ranked pretty high on the thing. But here's the thing. Maybe Lucha Underground will get some credit, but PWI is about selling magazines in America, and that's PWI is fucking top 500 as a joke. And the reason why is the fact that the year that John Cena won Wrestler #1 ranked, like, where was the New Japan guys? It's crazy. Like, if I know PWA is in a really tough market, and they have to live in that kayfabe universe, and they have to sell magazines in America. But if I ran PWI, I guess this is Oscar De La Hoya I'm talking to. I don't know if he still runs that company, but if I ran PWI, I would try to, like, show the people the world. That's what PWI was back in the day. Before there was the internet, before there was, even tape trading era, PWI mattered because that's how you learned about the other territories. That's how you learned about, other things. PWI was so valuable. Even in it was kayfabe days. It was valuable because you got to learn about so much. But now PWI is like, oh, we're just a WWE kayfabe magazine. And it's kind of like, oh, all right. Yeah, do we really need that in the world? So, yeah, I don't know if she'll be ranked #1 as far as pro wrestlers go. But as far as women goes, yeah, she's on national television in America putting on great matches. But they'll still give it to Nikki Bella. They'll still give it to, maybe Taryn Terrell will be in the top 3. That's what they're going to do because they've given up on educating the world. They've given up on sharing the world of pro wrestling to the world, where they're just like, oh, get it? We've been here for a long time. And I understand. I understand why they do it. It's just, it's heartbreaking that they do it. So, yeah. But yeah, there you go. So I don't think she'll be #1 on any list, but she should be, even by PWI standards, she should be #1 in the women's list. Carlos Saldana says, so can Ultima Lucha be prepared to an NXT live special event or to a TNA live show? I do like how Lucha is building matches for Ultima Lucha, like Mundo versus Del Rio, Puma versus the True Beast, Mil Muertas, Pentagon Jr. versus Vampiro. I think it's going to happen. I think a lot of people do. And the Trios Championship match between Angelico, Ivelisse, Havoc, and the Disciples of Death. Oh, that's what they're building. That's disappointing. You're right. That's what they're building up to, and that's not good. I wish there's so many better 6-man tags they could throw out there. Oh yeah, and a medallion match, which is pretty sure will happen in Ultima Lucha when I think it will be a 2-hour special. I think it is a 2-hour special. I think they're treating it as a pay-per-view. I don't know. I try to stay away from Lucha Underground news because there's just so many spoilers out there, and I absolutely love the product, so I try not to do that. Carlos says, well, I heard Lucha bought Ricochet out of his contract from WWE and Evolved and signed him for 7 years. If that is true, that's the best news I heard all day, just because I hope it's true. I am Mikey says, what's up, Coco? Looking like tonight's pod videocast is a pro wrestling alternative takeover. Yeah, it's just real life got in the way. I wanted to do individual shows for this. I might do an open letter to the internet infantry and just ask questions about the future of this podcast and all that. Just because, I don't know. It's funny, too, because I'm like, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to say something. I'm going to be passive-aggressive bitch-like. I normally don't pay attention to other YouTube channels, but I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a Raw review and a TNA review or maybe a Weekend review. And we did WWE Weekend review and it was really successful, but then we stopped doing it. And I noticed 4 YouTube channels are like, oh, now we do Weekend reviews. All right, well, I might stop doing a pro wrestling podcast. Let's see if anyone follows up with that. Yeah, I just thought it was funny that, 3-4 weeks ago, I'm like, hey, dude, my real life's getting hectic. I have books coming out. I have good news coming out, and, I have to work hard. I'm like, maybe I won't be able to do it. I'm even combining shows here. I'm like, maybe a Weekend review or this. And 4 or 5 YouTubers are like, boom, 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 Weekend review. So, you know, I'm just going to start putting like false information out. Like, maybe I should stop doing YouTube altogether. Let's see how many copy off that. Kurt Angle will be having surgery. Yeah, I heard. And TNA's just having a bad day. Just bad. Carlos, I don't mean to cut you off on that. It's news, but it's also kind of a spoiler. But all right. I think Mil Muertos has been the big man MVP / monster heel of the year in wrestling thus far. Yeah, big men have been having a bad year. I'm trying to think. In New Japan, there's wrestlers, but I don't know if there's anyone that would be considered a big man. TNA, you know, they don't really have any good big men that stand out. Yeah, WWE fucks up booking. And it's so funny because WWE wants a lot of big men, but then when they have a big man, they just book them horribly. They're like, yeah, we can book him horribly, but he's big. Look at him. He's big. So, yeah, I think Mil Muertos, a big man MVP, monster heel of the year. I could kind of agree with that. Maybe there's something slipping from my mind. I'll be like, aha, what about this guy? But, yeah, I think that the era of big man monsters might be over. And as a guy that grew up in the fucking 80s, wait a second. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Terry Funk. You finally answered my prayers since the goddamn 80s. Where were you on this one, Funk? Sorry, I just pray to Terry Funk every now and then. But if it's the end of the big man era, that would be wonderful. Carlos says, if you really think about it, the whole first season of Lucha has been built up for the Puma versus Mil Muertes match. Yeah, possibility. I could see that. They've just been doing a great job of stories, making everything feel important. Here's the thing. If you make everything important and you build up stories, you have a ton of options. So that's what it's up to. Hold on. Give me 5 seconds. This is driving me crazy. All right. There you go. But yeah, it's just... If you, like, you know, people are like, oh, King of the Ring means nothing. Oh, the IC title, this doesn't mean anything. It does mean something. You have to decide it means something. IWGP, Lucha Underground, Paul Heyman's ECW, they have something in common that I absolutely love. They say everything's important, and they book it as it's important. You can't just have a title and be like, oh, well, it's important. That guy just lost 976 matches in a row, but it's important. No. What makes it important is just, moving on. I Am Mikey says, in release of Katrina's competition and backstage vignettes almost gave me a heart attack. I was going to mark out if they had a passionate kiss or even if Katrina licked her. Damn, the Lucha girls are just sexy. I can agree with that. Carlos says, that confirmation gave me a boner, brother. All right. I usually... LB Clash of Kings says, wait, with Lucha Underground having off-season, does this mean going affect Lucha Underground title reigns regard how long they held the title? That's an interesting thing. I don't know. That's a real interesting situation. Do you count it only when they're in season? You know, that's why it's not going to happen. We know the finals, but I thought, this was just my thinking. I don't read spoilers. I thought Alberto Del Rio, because you knew he wasn't going to WWE, I thought Alberto Del Rio was going to win the title and then defend it everywhere he goes with the AAA thing. But who knows? If you got Prince Puma under contract like 7 years, my source, YouTube comments, then, yeah, you could still go to AAA. You could still defend the title, and it's just advertisement everywhere. And who the fuck wouldn't want to book Ricochet / Prince Puma? So it would be interesting. It would be an interesting situation. I guess for me, as a fan, as a pro wrestling professional nerd, if he defends it on the Indies and AAA, then it still counts as his title run. If he only defends it in Lucha Underground, for me as a nerd, I'm not counting off seasons. I'm like, oh, he was the champion all of season 1. Oh, what will he do in season 2? And I don't know if he's going to win. I don't know. Maybe he loses, but I don't know. It's Prince Puma, baby. It's Ricochet. Who thinks he's going to lose? I don't know the spoilers. Please don't spoil it for other people. But, you know, as far as Prince Puma survives season 1, which I think he will. No spoilers. To me, as a pro wrestler nerd, if he defends it on the Indies and AAA, and why wouldn't you? You can advertise Lucha Underground everywhere. That would be stupid not to do that. Then I will count it as his title run. But if he's just like, oh, I'm going to only work Lucha Underground and I'm not going to bring the title elsewhere, then no. If that is the case, then I don't count it. But who knows? We'll see what the historians say. That's just my opinion on that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm thinking there's something going on backstage with TNA and Lucha Underground. Releases something big in the world. Think about it. Hernandez leaves Lucha Underground, then return to TNA. Lucha Ground up in the air on if there's a season 2. When Jarrett returns to TNA and wins King of the Mountain, the reports are few TNA talents joining Global Force Wrestling, and Jarrett in talks to buy large portions of TNA in the rumors. And ROH and TNA on the same network coming back to back on Destination Era. So something big must be happening that about it in a positive way. I'm totally on board with whatever's planned. You're positive, Petey, and I hope you're right. I'm negative, Nelly. I just think that everything is falling apart and they're just grasping onto anything. I hope there's some secret big plan, but I just know in pro wrestling, when people start working together, it's because they're desperate. It's not because they care about the fans. It's not because they care about the product. And hopefully Dixie steps down and Jarrett takes over. I know that, but let's be positive for a second. Dixie steps down. She gets written off the screen, make her come back character, whatever. And Jeff Jarrett takes over TNA and calls it Global Force. I think that would be huge for just the combination of Global Force, because there's so many people that you mention TNA and they just laugh. No, they don't even watch it. It's become a punchline. So Global Force, even though, they're doing absolutely horrible in attendance, working with a Lucha Underground, working with a AAA, working with a New Japan, and then taking over Impact, and then be like, this is now Global Force. TNA is a brand in it. That's exciting. I don't think that's happening. I think Dixie Carter is in trouble. I think people are jumping ship. I just think there's trouble times. I hope I'm wrong, but when people start working together, it's because someone is fucking losing. Think about it. Even ECW. WWE backed ECW because ECW was in trouble at the time. It's always that way. WCW was bought out by WWE because AOL didn't fucking want it anymore. These combinations and people putting aside their egos to be better, sadly, those days are gone. Those days are gone. Usually when they start combining and Jarrett's coming back, everyone's in trouble. And they're just doing anything they can to survive. I hope I'm wrong. The history is on my side on that one. And it would be great that people survive and there's other alternatives. LB Clash of Kings. ROH, I give it a tie because one thing that bugs me is they do 10 finishes in a row and don't sell big moves. I understand if that bugs you, but to me, I just think that's ROH's style. Like, when I see a match, and I could be wrong, when I see a match on the Indies or in Japan or in that, and they hit tons of finishers and kick out, I'm like, oh, they're doing an ROH style match. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Some people love it, some people hate it. Lucha Underground gets a win for me. TNA gets a big win for me, both live Impact show and Slammiversary pay-per-view. All right. Like I said, I will be doing a Slammiversary. I will try. My life has been hectic. I will try to do a Slammiversary pay-per-view review Tuesday American time. Carlos says, too close to call it between Strong and Nakamura and the Full Metal Mayhem heels versus Wolves, but the Nakamura bout takes it. Yeah. I did like the Full Metal Mayhem match, and it got me excited for a best of 5. But at the same time, it's like, no, it's Strong versus Nakamura all day. LB Clash of Kings. I'm happy because on the next week, Bell to Bell Impact Wrestling show, they announced a 30-minute Iron Man tag match between the Wolves versus Dirty Heels. So I know the match is going to be good, along with the other title match on TNA's this Wednesday. I don't read spoilers, so please don't say anything about the July 1st TNA show. I don't read spoilers either. But I've been reading a lot of releases, and it's kind of depressing. But yeah, I try to avoid spoilers, because this is why I avoid spoilers. if a match on paper sucks, it might be good in real life, but if you read spoilers, you're already in the mindset that it sucks. And on top of that, like, I don't know, it just takes away, like if you're a reviewer and you read spoilers, I'm like, you're doing yourself an injustice, and it's not fair. You need to watch. You need to know, like, I don't know. If you're, like, I do read spoilers if I'm not going to watch it and review. And I'm like, oh, let me see SmackDown. Is there any good matches? Because Boom Boom reviews SmackDown. And then I'll decide if I watch it. But if you're going to watch it, don't read spoilers. You enjoy it a lot better. And on top of that, if you review it, please don't read spoilers. Because, you know, I don't know. I come from a world of news and reviews. Like, you're supposed to give your honest feedback in that. And if you read spoilers, you start thinking of what you're going to say before you actually watch it. You start looking at social media display. And I think if you're a reviewer, you should have pride in reviewing something and actually watch it. So many reviewers don't actually watch what they review, and that's fucking sadly pathetic. And the second thing is just, it should be your honest, humble opinion. Like, if someone leaves going, I think you're fucking full of shit, well, at least you know it's your review. It's from your heart. So that's just me. But yeah, I try to avoid spoilers like the plague, unless I wasn't going to watch it anyway. Like, I'm like, is there anything worth watching? And even then, I try not to watch spoilers. I try to see what matches are lined up. I Am Mikey says, I love the interpromotional relationship with these promotions. ROH and New Japan working together is for sure keeping the two promotions strong. Nakamura versus Strong for sure as would have been TV main event. Seeing the Global Wars live 2 years in a row in Toronto is brilliant progress. That is Mania season. However, ROH kind of fucks himself over the outdated shows. I mean, the TV shows don't really match up to the main show hype, and kind of feels like the TV shows are playing catch up to the major events. Yeah, they've always had that problem. They've actually improved, though. They improved. Ring of Honor has improved on that problem, but they still have the problem. Bouncing, like Vaughn says, I kind of get what you're saying, but if Elgin can you name 5 or 7 people you'd rather see ROH other than Roderick Strong and Jay Lethal? I wouldn't mind the Briscoes, ACH. So let's see. So obviously Roderick Strong, Jay Lethal wouldn't be too bad. Both Briscoes wouldn't be too bad. I don't know. Like, if it was the Briscoes and somebody else, there you go. ACH, I'm a huge fan of ACH, so I'd bring ACH. And, you know, you'd say Samoa Joe, but, you know, that bridge is passed. Can you imagine if Samoa Joe did a G1 before going to WWE? That would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, I think those are my 5 guys. And then maybe Elgin. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not too disappointed at Elgin. As a fan, I was just praying to funk it was going to be Roderick Strong. But I do believe in the trade swap, if you ask anyone, Nakamura, Okada, Tanahashi, we always send our best. I think you should send your best. But I don't know. Would the Briscoes be able to hang at a G1? That would be interesting. That would be interesting to me. I think Roderick can sign Jay Lethal, ACH, I think would be great. I don't know if this is a good idea, but it would intrigue me. Moose. Moose is really good at hiding his weaknesses, but the G1 would expose those weaknesses quickly. So Moose would be interesting. Even though I had a love-hate relationship with him and got some heel heat for not loving him as much as I should love him, Adam Cole. I don't like Adam Cole as much as people love Adam Cole, but I don't hate Adam Cole as much as people think I hate him. Adam Cole would be interesting. So yeah, there you go. I think Elgin is second tier. I do. I don't think New Japan is sending second tier guys, and I think you are sending second tier guys. I don't know why I'm acting like you're ROH, but still. But yeah, I hope Elgin proves me wrong. I hope Elgin proves the haters wrong. But as of right now, the haters' voices are getting louder and louder in my head, and it's getting harder and harder to defend Elgin. But yeah, so I think 5 or 7 people. Yeah, I think there's 5 or 7 people I'd rather see, and that's just off the top of my head. I'm sure if I opened up the roster page, it would be better. Carlos says, I know for sure wrestlers have kicked out of from Roddy's finishers. I want to say that's the first time I've seen someone kick out from the end of Heartache since like 2011. Tyler Black did it. Oh, cool. I wouldn't know. To be honest. Carlos Saldana says ROH should have sent Lethal, Strong, Young. I'm not high on Young like other people are. Oh yeah, we'll see. Roddy works with ROH as per match basis instead of an exclusive contract. That's true, but maybe that's the reason ROH didn't send Roddy to G1. Oh, Carlos, yeah, you're bringing up some great points, Carlos. Or Moose and Don or Jack. I totally slowed that name. I apologize. I am Mikey says looking forward to New Japan, Dominion, and G1 Climax. Hell yeah, stack summer for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So much pro wrestling going on, dude. And Michael Elgin and G1 Climax is for sure his make or break moment to bring a major impact player in the Indies. Hurts me to say that fellow Canadian need to reinvent himself, or else the hype will finally die out. New Japan Dominion match card below looking epic. G1 Climax follows. You got AJ Styles versus Okada. I hope Okada wins, but it's just too little too late. I love Okada, and I know they're like, oh, it's building a storyline. Okada loses at Wrestle Kingdom. He's going to have to rebuild himself. I don't know. And I might be that guy that's beating that dead horse, but it's going to be a dead horse that I'll beat to the fucking end of the days. Okada should have won at Wrestle Kingdom. It will always bother me. It's one of those things John Cena should have put over Umaga. There's moments in pro wrestling as a fan, the booking will always bother you. Because like no one, the idea, the argument against me, in my way of thinking, is, oh well, he hit rock bottom and built this way up. Do you really feel that? Does that storyline feel that way? It just feels like, oh, Okada's finally getting his title shot. This is fucking stupid. They're like, do you feel like he hit rock bottom? Yeah, he had to put over bad fucking fat chair fucking 7, whatever the fuck that fat guy's name is. Yeah, was it a great match? Without a doubt. But do you feel like he hit rock bottom? Or do you feel like this is a waste of fucking time? Why isn't he champ? Nakamura is more over than he is right now. But now he's going to get a title shot. All right, whatever, dude. Yep. Nope. Still going to beat that dead horse. Goto versus Nakamura. Bennett and... Okay, so yeah, the Intercontinental title, Goto versus Nakamura. See, and that's the thing. Nakamura... fuck Wrestle Kingdom 9. There. You come back to this, and if I can... No, Nakamura should be going for the goddamn title right now. Okada should be champion. And then you have 2 Team Chaos members. Oh, Nakamura is fucking dominating everyone's getting over. Oh my god, who should it be? Okada versus Nakamura should be fucking happening. And just gonna let it go. Waste of fucking time. Bad booking. IWGP, New Japan, you get away with bad booking because you have the best athletes in the world. Congratulations. And then you got the tag titles. You got Bennett and Tavern versus fuck this match. Never open title match. Maccabi versus Ishii. That should be awesome. Junior heavyweight title match. The athlete formerly known as Kenny Omega versus Kushida. Kushida better fucking win this. You got the Young Bucks versus Red Dragon versus Roppongi. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Red Dragon and Roppongi are even close to Young Bucks. This ain't actually a good card. It's good athletes. It's going to be great matches, but booking is complete garbage. All right. I just made myself sad. You should have listed the matches. I was looking forward to this event. Lennox Wooderson says ROH sends Elgin and Red Dragon because they like them. They get a little over pushed here. They send them to Japan and hope that they develop more. O'Reilly, while ROH champion one day. Why? I think it's because they've been around for a while. Why doesn't Jay Briscoe, Adam Cole, ACH, and Jay Lethal want to go to Japan. Maybe it is they have guys for house shows. Maybe they don't want to travel. I doubt ROH would keep them if they wanted to go. All right, maybe. I'm not really sure of the situation, but hopefully the trades start to become a little more fair. And hopefully Elgin just proves himself. I would love to eat some Elgin crow. I ate some AJ Styles crow at the G1. I hope to eat some Elgin crow. That's the best case scenario. Some fat ass on YouTube eats crow. Jacob Cass says, am I the only one disappointed that Katrina didn't lick a release? Yeah, that would have been amazing. All right, let's go. Let's go across the board. I'm ending this show in 10 minutes, so if I miss your comment, I do apologize. All right, going across. Google+. We have lost all our sex appeal in Google+. No one uses Google+. We used to be over in Google+. Head cheese at @blue_Ray Mysterio. Go follow him. He tweeted us, and some people liked us, so appreciate it. Thank you for the retweet, Head Cheese. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Andy Papp says Global Force Wrestling presents Impact Wrestling. Maybe Global Force would be like an NWA. I would actually just drop TNA and Impact if they are combining, just because there are fans out there, especially WWE fans, that you just mentioned TNA and it's a joke. So hopefully that you can wash that away, because a lot of pro wrestling fans, if something bad happens, it goes, God damn it, that's what I get. I go to comment time and I get a thumbs down. We're 7-1. My career is ruined. I'm sorry. All right, so appreciate all the likes. Oh my God, you guys left a lot of comments. We're gonna go rapid fire. Ready? Actually, there's not that many comments. I'm an idiot. A loser. Microphone abuser. Lennox Wooderson says, watching the last TNA pay-per-view brought back old memories. I miss the old days, but it will live on through Global Force if Jarrett can get a TV deal. That would be nice. How can the Disciples of Death win the Trios Championship when they don't have names? It would be interesting. I disagree. No. Big Men of the Year nominees. Mil Muertes, Cage, Luke Harper, Moose. Those are great names. Well, he was also asking heels. Luke Harper, I think, you have to be on television and booked. I think Luke Harper is completely out of the running for Big Man of the Year for the simple fact is the company doesn't believe in him. Luke Harper is amazing. He's a great wrestler, great big man, great character, but if he's not on television and your own company doesn't believe in you, I don't think you can be win Big Man of the Year. Mil Muertes, Cage, Moose. I think Mil Muertes beats out Cage, and I think Moose. So, I don't know. I'm really high on Moose. Lennox, those are some good nominees, though. I just think Luke Harper's amazing, but I don't know if you can nominate him. You don't want him to be the Roman Reigns of your nominees. Like, yeah, you might be talented, but you're in an award show that you don't deserve. Lennox Wooderson, what do you think about Barrett going 6-27 since winning the King of the Ring? It's just fucking sadly pathetic. I'm surprised he won 6 matches. I Am Mikey says PWG will be working with multiple promotions for this year's BOLA 2015. Yeah, I did. One of the guilty things, I understand, the benefits of lying that you watch something because, it gives you street cred. I see YouTubers all the time, I watch New Japan and they really don't watch it, or I watch Lucha Underground and they really don't watch it. Because, I feel the fact that I don't watch PWG, it makes me a worse pro wrestling fan. I really do feel that way. But I do need to see more Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. I almost feel guilty into lying. I watch Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Of course I do. But I don't want to build a community off lies. It's one of my biggest guilt. These are 3 things I feel guilty about on this channel. 1, I'm not very good looking, and I'm not very good with the words. That's a combination. I wish I was a better presenter. 2, I wish I did more New Japan shows, because I watch New Japan, I watch Dragon Gate, but I'm I'm under the impression that no one gives a fuck, and I'm all right, let me do the bigger shows and then get people to do them. But then, then there's time. And then the third thing that I feel guilty about is being a pro wrestling fan is I just don't watch Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Like, I watch a match here and there, but as far as besides watching a match here and there, I don't watch it. And I feel really guilty about it. Let's see, ROH, AAA, Lucha Underground, Evolve, TNA, ICW, WXW, full 2015 battle. There's some amazing people on this list, and they even have Lucha Underground guys. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm just looking at the list here. I'm not going to read them all, but just some of the people that I'm looking forward to. Chris Hero. I'm a huge fan of Chris Hero. I don't know if Chris Hero is a huge fan of us, but a huge fan of him. Brian Cage, of course. Ricochet, of course. Absolutely amazing. I wonder, what the deal is, if he could still come back to Dragon Gate, if he can wrestle as Ricochet. Really, really interested in the situation there. Pentagon Jr., I'd like to see what he can do. And Helico, of course. Trent, ? I think that's Beretta. Phoenix, absolutely awesome. Rich Swann. I want to see more of Rich Swann because I have a lot of people in the Florida territories. I used to run in Florida, and everyone that I trust for an opinion says he's the cat's meow. They're like, no, he's absolutely awesome. I just don't have enough experience watching the guy to give an honest opinion on him. But as far as, maybe I will watch PWG just to see more of Swan. But as far as, people I trust, no, I trust their opinion. They either work in the business or around the business. Put this guy over $1 million. So I wanted to watch more of him. Evans, Drago, Matt Sydal, Aerostar, Sabri, I always fuck up his name, but UK talent, Drew Galloway. It's absolutely stacked, absolutely amazing. And I want to learn more about Swan just because people I trust say how amazing he is. Magnus and Gunnar are on my fantasy team. Shake my head. Yeah, me and I'm real behind on real life, but me and Forsaken will be doing a show where we'll talk about the Internet Television Championship. We'll also be doing another free agent market. But yeah, TNA guys are left and right. There's so many people that are just leaving. Matter of fact, I Am Mikey update. All right, here's an update from I Am Mikey. I Am Mikey, I just want to thank you for helping the shows. Just the knowledge you drop in the comments really does help out. All right, so if you don't want to know, because people are leaving, so you might want to go la 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 la. For the next 5 minutes, I'm giving you a list of people, according to I Am Mikey and online sources, are saying James Storm gone, Low Key gone, Magnus gone, Austin Aries gone, Mickey James gone, Gunner, Sam Shaw, Magnus and Mickey already set for Global Force bookings, plus the contracts in TNA are being revised. This promotion is running far less shows as they have released talent that may be limited to freedom to work major indie promotions so they can pick up extra indie work on their own because right now TNA is booking less shows. And that's kind of good. That's the right thing to do. But also, there's Kurt Angle. There's so much going on right now. I Am Mikey says, following with the TNA release post with regards of the current state of TNA, the company looks at itself right now as a TV product and is adjusting to do business differently than before. They should have done this a long time ago. I would have never had the pay-per-view. You've had 2 major pay-per-views where the title wasn't on line. You have to know what you are. The biggest problem with TNA, and a lot of people now are done, the biggest problem with TNA is you want to be WWE. Just be TNA. Focus on what works for you. I hate the fact that TNA does the right thing after they ran into the wall 7 times. You can be like, I told this story. I had a Dalmatian growing up, Fritz, greatest dog in the world, dumb as a box, the dumbest fucking dog I've ever met. And we'd let him outside do his business, but we had a glass door. And it doesn't matter how many times. If it was winter and cold and he went to go do his business, you had to close the door, and every time he would run into the glass door. Every time he would be Mach 1. If the door was open, Mach 1. He never went to, I'm going to get my ball and touch it. Well, this dog reminds me of TNA. There's a glass door right there. Don't run into it. Dixie Carter. Ba-bam! 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 And, she's like, oh, I'm going to do the right thing when I'm absolutely forced to need to. And I just wish she did the right thing before she ran into the glass door. Yes, I did compare Dixie Carter to a really dumb Labrador Retriever, but I'm not sorry for that. The company is not in the financial situation it once was, so it's only able to keep top talents like Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy locked into deals, which is totally fucking stupid way of running a goddamn company. Oh, here's the glass door. Here's Dixie Carter. You shouldn't pay Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy so much money. Dixie, stop running into the glass door. Dixie, what are you doing? Which is why they release of talent and exclusive contracts that might be holding them back from extra. Okay, yeah. So it's just if Kenny Omega retains, then I'm done with New Japan. Jacob Cass, I am the biggest New Japan fan in the world. Okay, I might be over-exaggerating here, but I am a defender of New Japan. I love New Japan. You have every right. You have every right to wash your hands of New Japan. You do, because here's the problem. It's easy to buy the Bullet Club shirts. Oh, Jamal, nice. That's old school. Jamal. But it's easy to buy the Bullet Club shirts. It's easy to fucking be a fan when you just watch the matches. But as of this year, January 4th, and going on, if you actually follow the product, like I always say this, like WWE fans that only watch pay-per-views, it's easy to be a WWE fan. New Japan fan, as of January 4th and beyond, if you only watch the matches, you are in a way better spot. Like if you only watch AJ Styles, if you buy the Bullet Club shirt, like if you're that fan, hey dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Be that fan. But if you actually follow New Japan, this has been a hard fucking year to watch. The booking has to be, first off, you have Kenny Omega, the athlete formerly known, the piece of shit formerly known as Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega used to be a great wrestler. Now, he dresses up as fucking Scott Hall and puts sticks in his ass. He's absolutely fucking horrible. You have Machine Gun Carl Anderson, who I think should be a main eventer in America. I think WWE should give him a shot. I think he can hold his own in WWE. I believe that. And the worst storyline ever. It's easy to be a New Japan fan if you only watch the matches. But if you actually pay attention to the storylines, this might be one of the worst years for New Japan Pro Wrestling ever. And maybe the G1 will change that. Maybe Okada beating AJ Styles will change that. Maybe Kenny Omega losing the title and being like, yeah, you know what? Because Kenny Omega used to be something special. He used to be such a great athlete. And I really got to go. He used to be something really special. Now, in the UK, in England, they have famous shows. I don't know if they still do this, but in the 80s and 90s they did this and earlier, where they'd have WWF shows of local wrestlers dressed up as Kane. It was sadly pathetic. That's what Kenny Omega is. Kenny Omega is the European indie wrestler who's pretending to be someone else. It is fucking bad. And I understand, they stole gimmicks. That's their gimmick. No. The Young Bucks are cool when they steal the gimmick. AJ Styles is cool. They both put on great matches. Kenny Omega is not putting on great matches. He's just not. He's not a good wrestler. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. I might be getting a little emotional. This might be an overstatement, but it's coming from the heart. Kenny Omega is the biggest letdown in New Japan history. New Japan history. I was so excited. I saw him wrestle in front of fucking 5 people in a goddamn carnival. I was so happy Kenny Omega made it to New Japan. And then, no. Like, his heel turn wasn't like, oh my god, Kenny Omega. His heel turn was the most pathetic fucking thing ever. Ever. Go back and watch it. It is pathetic. It's not getting over. And you could be like, well, in Japan, they fucking... No. No, it is goddamn pathetic. Kenny Omega in New Japan history is the biggest disappointment ever. Carl Machine Gun Anderson's in the worst storyline ever. And Okada. Does anyone go, hey, you know what? I want to see Kenny Omega. Does anyone feel that way? Does anyone feel like, hey, I want to see Okada fucking start from the bottom and work his way up? No. No. It's just bad. And they get advantage. They have a huge advantage. They have the best athletes in the world. But after that, it's horrible booking. In fact, I would go as far as fire Ghetto. Fire him. Fire him. Why the fuck not? They're not going to fire him, but they need to fire him. So, and it's sad because for years I've been pounding the drum. People outside of Japan, you gotta watch New Japan. And how great it was when I was pounding that drum. And now they're getting into the Western markets. Now people are buying it because of the Bullet Club, because of AJ Styles. People are getting into it. And it's the worst it's ever been. It's the worst it's ever been. Ever. Carlos says Okada versus /tag Styles versus Nakamura for Wrestle Kingdom 10. Possibility. I was at Wrestle Kingdom 9. I live in Japan. Nakamura. And once again, it's ruined. It's fucking ruined. Wrestle Kingdom 9 will never not be ruined. Because here's the thing. Okada's might win the title. Who gives a shit? But here's the problem. That was Okada's moment. Now, right about now, Nakamura should be quite like a good booking, good New Japan booking. Nakamura should be like, why the fuck should I be taking orders from you? Why shouldn't I be going for the title? And right now it should be Nakamura versus Okada, and Nakamura should be going against Styles at Wrestle Kingdom 10. Because Styles and Nakamura are the most over faces and heels, sell the most merchandise, and are fucking beloved in their totally different ways. Styles versus Nakamura should main event. And what does that mean? Okada missed his opportunity. Now you get Okada versus Nakamura. Hey, that's the best case scenario, second place finish. You know, like, all right, Okada Nakamura. It's not what we wanted, but it's what we got. All right, Okada lost again. Spoiler, fucking Okada never wins. All right, so then you got that, and you have a great moment. But then, dude, no, Styles versus Nakamura. Styles and Nakamura, about now, winning the title from Okada should be the fucking storyline. Should be the best matches, should care, and none of that. But then you have Styles versus Nakamura, and you have one going. Because the problem is, Wrestle Kingdom 9 fucked Okada because that was his moment. His moment passed. You know, usually you feel this out. You're like, oh, Nakamura got the most over. He had the best match. People went absolutely crazy. But here's young Okada. Okada is supposed to win. Dude, I hate the fucking way it was showed on television. Because if you were there live, dude, people left. People didn't give a fuck. It was the worst post-fucking match celebration ever. It's just, they fucked up. They fucked up, and now it's going to suffer for fucking years. It's going to suffer for years. And people are like, oh, you over-exaggerate. All right. Because the people that said, oh, Coco, you over-exaggerate about New Japan storylines. It's not that bad. Those people, I don't want to confuse them, but the ones in the comments said, we're going to feel bad for Okada. They're going to build Okada up, and it's going to feel just as good. They're working you. All right, it's time to pay the goddamn piper. Do you feel that way? Do you feel that way? I do not. Everyone I talk to in Japan does not feel that way. So, did they work us? Or was it bad booking? I don't know. Do you feel like Okada started from the bottom and got his way to the top? Because if you don't feel that way, it's bad booking. And it's horrible booking. Listen, I really got to go. I love you guys. I want to do more podcasts, but real life is really getting in the way. I want to apologize to Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, and TNA for combining you in one show, but maybe that's what we have to do. I'll try to do an open letter to the Internet Infantry, the most loyal viewers, to see like where the future of this show goes. And please like, comment, subscribe. We try to do at least one show a day. And I also have to do a Stump the Idiot. There's so much I want to do. There's just not enough time. So please subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at KocoSports. And I'm hoping to come up with something really awesome for the channel and our community to be a lot better. All right. I got nothing else. Just from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. If I missed your comments, I do apologize. In a couple hours, I'll try to get to them. With that, I am over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum.